Good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. It is Friday, and what does that mean? A big sports weekend ahead of us. Oh, that's that side. Well, I must have read in my face this morning. I don't know, man. Maybe my wife slapped me while I was sleeping. I don't know. Maybe I did. No, a lot of people say I would deserve it. But no, listen here. It's going to be a great weekend of sport, and what a night it was last night. Doesn't take a lot to get me and Wern happy, you know. We are very humble people. We just need United to win, and everything's lacquer, man. Maybe a few URC wins, and then, you know, we'll be good. Who's phoning me now this morning? Go away. Can't phone me now. It's important. This is very important that we're going to talk about this morning. So, I hope you all do well. Listen here, let me start off with the chat. Lawrence is in there, Wern, Ranesh, Ito. I can't go through all the guys. There is so much in there this morning. Unbelievable. Thanks for it. Put out a poll. 46 people already in the poll. And 72% of you think United are going to win the Europa League. Let's hope. That's all we can hope for. That's all I can hope for. That would be a fantastic end to a shitty season. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's have a look at the topics this morning. Of course, the Europa League, the Europa Conference League we'll talk about, NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball. Obviously, a rugby update will be in there this morning because there's so much rugby on the weekend. Then there was the darts in the Premier League last night. Of course, the sumo's up on the weekend. I mean, I think half of Japan was in the chat this morning. And I wrote down those family connections. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's on Wern's bucket list to go to Japan once. I would like to join him, but, you know, I'll come and watch the Nappy Brigade. Don't worry. Then look, we're at 44,895. So guys, I'm not waiting until the end of the weekend. We have to have this morning, man. This morning we have to hit 45,000. Before I go to Wern's place this evening to do the Sharks game in rugby, we've got to hit 45,000. So like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. There it is, all the information that you need to do it. All right. But let's start in the Europa Liga. And there were two big games last night. Yes, Tottenham Hotspurs beat Bodo Glimt through goals from Dominic Solanke and Pedro Porro. So they are into the final, and of course they are going to meet the mighty Manchester United. After being 1-0 down, United bounced back 4-1 after Coach Amorim made some fantastic changes. Mason Mount with 2 goals. One of them was, they were both sensational. Casemiro with a fantastic header. Højlund with a tap-in. And United's in the final. So we are happy. Now listen here. I was discussing with my nephew. And you see, I come with facts. You know, we were talking which league is stronger and stuff like that. Tottenham is 15th or 16th in the Premier League. We are 15th in the Premier League. So the 15th and 16th team in the Premier League have made it to the Europa League final. On the way, they beat the 4th best team in Spain, the 5th best team in Spain, the 3rd best team in Germany, the 4th best team in Italy, the 5th best team in France. So that basically tells you how strong the Premier League is. I don't believe, and maybe you guys can write in if you believe differently, I don't believe, other than the top 5, the top 3 in Spain, Bayern, maybe Paris Saint-Germain, and maybe Inter Napoli, I believe every other team in those leagues would be playing for relegation in the Premier League. That's just my opinion. And the Premier League has proved it this year. The stats prove it in the Europa League. They prove it in the Conference League. It is just... the cream of the crop, yes, they are good in the other leagues as well. But the teams from 4th on the way down are all relegation fodder for the Premier League. I'll be very honest with you. That's just my humble opinion this early morning. Then, that was that. Then we move on to the Conference League. So Chelsea, they got through Dugara. They didn't put a lot of effort into it last night because they were 4-1 up from the first thing. And and in overtime, Betis Sevilla made it to the final. Thanks to a goal from our boy Anthony. Hopefully his money is going up. And so the final will be Chelsea against Betis. And I will be rooting for Betis Sevilla. Now that is the football for this morning. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just to let you guys know that on the 21st of May is the final. It's a Wednesday. It's Wednesday in a little bit less than 2 weeks. It's the Wednesday where Man United play against Spurs in the final, which will obviously be live on this channel. Don't worry about it. Then later this morning, you guys know about it. It's going to be... now I've got to take a tip of this. It's going to be Super Rugby. We'll have 2 games live for you today, featuring Drua Blues, Waratahs Reds, and then the other games will be live tomorrow. So let me just tell you that it's going to be live this morning at 5 to 9 Central European Time, and at 11:25 the Waratahs and the Reds will be live. So please join us for that. Then there's a big weekend in the URC. Only 2 rounds to go, and a lot of teams still fighting for playoff to get into the playoff, and other teams are trying to get higher up the table, like the Bulls are trying to get that second spot. So that'll be this weekend, so check that out. All the South African teams, the Sharks, the Stormers, the Lions, and the Bulls will all be live on this channel. There's an info for tonight. It'll be the Mighty Sharks against the Ospreys. Ospreys have been talking a lot of smack in the last 24 hours that they're coming to destroy the Sharks. Dream on, my friends, dream on. But if you want to know everything about the rugby, go check out our rugby update show. It came out this week. It'll tell you everything about Super Rugby, URC, Gallagher Premiership, top 14 in France. We talk about everything there. So check that up. And hey, listen here, yesterday was the lineup for the British and Irish Lions squad was announced. That we were live for that. So check that out. Then you'll be informed on who's playing for the British and Irish Lions. Just a quick info again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Then we move on to the North American sport. And interesting. There was one game in the NBA last night, and the Timberwolves bounced back 117-93. Julius Randle played really well there. My friend Ant-Man twisted his ankle badly, so let's hope he'll be back. Curry, Stephen Curry's out, so let's see what happens. But let me tell you how it looks in the NBA. These are the outstands in the series at the moment. The Nuggets and the Thunder are 1-1. The Warriors and the Timberwolves are 1-1. And the Pacers and the Knicks are both leading their series is 2-0. And they won both the games away from home. So it's not looking good for the Cavaliers and the Celtics, who are actually the number 1 and 2 ranked teams out of the East. Then the NHL. Oh, where's that? Let me get that. The NHL. Let me have a look. Is that game still 4-4? 1 second. The Capitals beat the Hurricanes. So they've tied that series 1-1. And the Oilers and my Las Vegas Golden Knights are 4-4 in overtime. I took that screenshot a few moments ago. What is it now? Still 4-4, and they've still got about 10 minutes to go in overtime. So I will keep that up and let you know at the end of the show. Maybe we get a result out of that. But what does that mean for the series? Is at the moment, as it stands at the moment, the Stars are 1-0 up against the Jets. The Oilers are 1-0 up against the Golden Knights. The Panthers are down 2-0. They're the reigning champions against the Maple Leafs. And the Hurricanes and the Capitals, let me just sit up properly, are tied at 1-1. So very interesting there in the National Hockey League. We'll get back to the Hockey League a little bit later. Don't worry, I will update you on that result. Then that doesn't look good. So I got to go do something quickly. That doesn't look good. I kind of looks like I forgot a little bit of the Major League there. Come on. Doesn't want to work this morning. There's a lot of things not going well this morning. Yeah. There we go. So got to do that for you guys. There you go. There were 9 games last night. So that makes it more interesting. There you go. So let's have a look at the Major League Baseball. Those are the results. Some of the games are still ongoing. The Orioles lost to the Twins 2-5. The Rangers got blanked by the Red Sox 0-5. The White Sox got blanked by the Royals 0-10. Then the Blue Jays are 6-4 up on the top of the 6th, and the Dodgers are down 0-5, top of the 7th inning against the Diamondbacks. The Phillies beat the Rays 7-6. The Tigers destroyed the Rockies twice last night. It was a doubleheader. First they beat them 10-2, and then in the second game they beat them 11-1. And the Reds lost to the Braves 5-4. So yeah. So another shitty night for the Rockies. That's just a terrible baseball team. The worst team in the league. Then, of course, I saw there were, in the land of the rising sun, I saw you all out there this morning. The Japanese contingent were out in force. This weekend is the Tokyo, I got to say this right, otherwise Wern's going to piss on me. The May Tokyo Basho is this weekend. And let's see if Onosato can win this one and get himself to become Yokozuna. Though he would have at least 2 Yokozunas. I spoke to Wern. He says the most he's ever seen was 3 Yokozunas at the same time. So let's first get to 2. Huh? Then last night there was the darts in the Premier League, and it was a very exciting. Normally we would do the darts, but of course Man United had preference last night. But very tight games, no blowouts yesterday. Gervin Price beat Rob Cross 6-5. Nathan Aspinall lost 4-6 to Luke Littler. Michael Van Gerwen lost 4-6 to Luke Humphries, and Stephen Bunting beat Chris Dobie 6-5. So we had the semi-finals. Luke Littler beat Gervin Price 6-3. Luke Humphries beat Stephen Bunting 6-4. So we had the Lukes in the final, and this time it was Luke Humphries that won against Luke Littler 6-5. Now the table in the darts looks very interesting, because that's after 14 nights. I think there's 2 or 3 nights to go. And Luke Littler, Luke Humphries and Gervin Price are guaranteed to be in the playoffs, because in the next round, Van Gerwen and Aspinall have to play each other in the first round, so one of them is going to get no points. And then so it's only 2 nights left, I think. So this is not going to be very easy for Aspinall to get those points. Rob Cross still got a little bit of a hope to get into there, but it doesn't look good. Dobie and Bunting are definitely out. Then this weekend, the Ice Hockey World Championship starts. Actually, they start today, and there's a lot of interesting games coming up today. I will be watching one of them this afternoon, I can tell you. But Austria will play Finland. That should be a Finnish win. Then Switzerland take on the Czech Republic at 4:20. I think it's 3 our time. 4 our time, because that one is being played in, I think it's being played in Sweden. Switzerland against Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, that's going to be unbelievable. That's going to be a good game. Then later on, the host Sweden will take on Slovakia, and the other host Denmark will take on the United States of America. So that's going to look really, really cool. I'm going to watch that. We'll keep you updated the whole week on those games. I always think it's a little bit disappointing that the NHL and the World Ice Hockey cannot coordinate their calendars so that the best players in the world could also join. But listen here, it is what it is, and we will see what happens there in the hockey. Let's quickly go back to the NHL. That is still got 7.5 minutes to play, and it's still tied 4-4. To let you guys know, I think the rule is there's a second overtime, there's a third overtime, so this game could go quite a long way. But I'll get Wern to update you on that tomorrow morning, what happened in that one, because our morning show for this morning is basically done. I would just like to shout out to everybody again for all the beautiful chats. I even see Rhoda is in the house. Ronnie, Isa, Lawrence. I'm going to go through you guys. Ranesh, Ito Abe, Dion Fonsale, Tonaka, Elfie, Duffy, Daikato, Belinda, Gupta, Diego, Cliff Richard, Hugo the Boss, Big Ben, Tonaka, Anna, Tito Santana, Fabrizio, Antonio Di Marco, Serena, Hunty, Peter, Caitlin Fredericks, Hill, Mandy, Darren, Tommy, Anton, Ranesh, Memo, AKD, Bobo Rhyme. I hope I didn't forget anybody. Kotu Hashimori, Dicky, Shunazuka, all of you boys. Kimiko, well done to all of you. Thanks for being in there. Thanks for the support. Remember, we have the paper tosser back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock doing the morning show. So everybody's favorite. So go watch Wern's show tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Join the revolution. And you guys stay safe. Peace to everybody. Everybody calm down a little bit. That would be nice in the world. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And if you don't know what to do, you want to listen to a little bit of shit talking and a lot of sports, then join us for the rugby this weekend. We'll be there for Manchester United as well this weekend. We'll be here for a lot of things. So see you guys soon, and ciao, ciao.